New information tonight about the 6 mysterious deaths in the Portland area, sparking fears of a possible serial killer on the loose. Investigators insisting this is not the case as recently as this week, saying that they're still investigating for any possible connections. But now new reporting from the Oregonian newspaper states that there are similarities between at least 3 of the 6 women, that the women visited the same places in the months before their deaths. Joining us now to discuss this case, former FBI Special Agent and NewsNation contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Natasha.
So, Jennifer, investigators are saying that there are similarities, but they're not going as far as saying that they're connected. This new information about 3 of the victims visiting the same areas, how significant is that?
I'm finding it not that significant. This area span that they were found in is a 100-mile span. I always try to equate it to the fact that serial hunters hunt where they live, where they sleep, and where they eat. So imagine if you were going to go to a gas station, you wouldn't drive 100 miles. So I find this span fairly wide. And although we're finding out now that there are similarities, at least between 3 of them in some way, they're not being specific. But law enforcement is saying, Natasha, this is not related that they can find so far.
Yeah, and we still don't know the cause of death for 5 of the 6 women. If the cause of death is different, does it make it just even more, or rather even less likely that it is a serial killer?
Correct. If they don't have the same MO, in other words, we know blunt force trauma on one of the victims. We don't know on the other victims. So if it ends up being the same, then, there's a little bit more of a discussion. But certainly if it's different, that would be very unique in a serial killer type situation.
The community understandably shaken by this. 6 women dead, all under 40, within 3 months. And you're talking about that 100-mile radius. Police saying that the deaths are concerning, but that there's just no reason to believe these 6 are connected. Anything about these facts so far that make your antenna as an investigator go up? Or do you think at this time truly not connected, just a terrible coincidence?
I think it truly is a terrible coincidence. I looked in Austin over a time period because Austin, Texas has a similar situation going on there, about the same number of people and the same situation with an onslaught of people being murdered. And so anyway, I think that for whatever reason, there are these sorts of coincidences that happen, but they are unrelated to a serial killer.
Yeah. As we wait for more details to come down, what details could possibly make you suspect that this is in fact a serial killer behind these 6 killings?
Well, if anything certainly came up that they don't have any other clue connecting them to the inner circles of these individuals, and if the modus operandi is the same, if the same, obviously, DNA is found on any of these victims that connects them, though that would be the real red flag.
I appreciate that. Okay, Jennifer Coffindaffer, always appreciate the context and insight. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.